Lord Zuluan has a discerning eye. He's just so cool.
This town has gotten bigger now that I think about it. I wonder if that's thanks to Lord Cao Cao.
Oh, pardon my manners. I was so deep in thought that I'd forgotten our plans to meet. Yes, to tell you the truth, I haven't had even a moment to rest. Matters of war have been left to Lord Shunyo, Jashu, and Goja. That leaves the task of governing Shu in my hands. I must also be vigilant against agents of Yuanshao, interfering with domestic affairs. And the recent incident is yet to be fully dealt with. Yes, the attempt made on Lord Cao Cao's life, at the behest of the Emperor himself. Truth be told, we had considered the possibility, but not so soon. It seems the Emperor feels threatened by our leader's power. Should a mere retainer be allowed to attain more power than the Emperor? This is a matter that we must now carefully consider. There are many issues at hand, but for now, I must remain focused on protecting our leader. Yes, you're right. I cannot deny the wisdom of your words. Perhaps it's fatigue taking its toll on me. But I find that my ability to focus is beginning to fray. The other day, I was out negotiating with officials and handling government affairs, all without noticing that my hat had caved in. The funny thing is that later I actually saw the ministers all walking together with their hats caved in the exact same way. I couldn't believe how quickly my carelessness had become a fashion statement. I suppose all I can do now is wait for it to go out of style. No, well, perhaps that is it. I am grateful for their respect, but now I feel even more embarrassed. I'd like for you to keep all this to yourself. Let it be our little secret. Be that as it may, I am glad that we have made plans to meet later. If I am to rest, I would very much like it to be with you at my side. Now, shall we make our way to my estate? Please forgive me if I fall asleep on the way.
I see Cao Cao's old habits are back in force. He's been trying this way and that to bring Guan Yu under his command. They say he's given him all sorts of treasures, even the fabled red hair. Ha! Too bad. Once Cao Cao has his mind set on something, it rarely changes. Though, if you ask me, it would have been better if you had gotten the horse. I doubt Guan Yu would change allegiances over mere flattery. And if I'm right, the enemy just gained another weapon. I just hope it doesn't come back to haunt us later.
What perfect timing! Lord Cao Cao has called for you. We must hurry.
I have a question. Were you close to Guan Yu? Oh, I see. Guan Yu is a man of integrity. I imagine he will want to return to Liu Bei's side. but it would be a shame if such talent were lost along with Liu Bei's life. If possible, I would like him to join my forces. I had hoped that if you knew him well, you might be able to think of a way to win him over. So even you cannot think of a way to bring him over to our side. If he wishes to return to Liu Bei no matter what, then perhaps we must make sure that is no longer an option. Before anything else, I want to know what Guan Yu is thinking. The moment our army has a chance to rest, I'd like you to find that out for me.
What? You're asking if I want to continue serving Lord Cao Cao? Certainly. He has been incredibly generous and has treated Liu Bei's family well. That is a debt I must repay in full before I leave. But I do not intend to stay here long. I will leave as soon as I know where my brother has gone. I, Guan Yu, will stand with Liu Bei until my death. That is an oath I will not break. That is not the issue. My loyalty is with Liu Bei. Simple as that. Liu Bei is weaker than Lord Cao Cao. A cause for concern in some ways, I admit. Whenever he sees others suffering or in misery, he is driven to help them, heedless of logic. Because of that, we, and Liu Bei himself, have had to endure countless hardships. Some may see that as foolishness. Others may jeer, calling it a lack of principle. But Liu Bei knows the suffering of the people. He knows the cries of the destitute who lack the power to act. I believe that is the quality necessary to bring an end to these times of war. Forgive my prattle, but those are my thoughts in full. I presume you came here at Lord Cao Cao's behest to see where I stand. If you would, please tell him that I am sorry.
Lord Guan Yu, I hear that Lord Liu Bei is still missing. I cannot imagine how that must feel. But I am happy that I could fight alongside you once more. And I say that in earnest.
I cannot thank you enough for saving my life and the lives of my brother's family.
No need. The loss of a warrior such as yourself would be a loss to the entire realm. You said the same to me once.
Zheng Liao.
I echo that sentiment. Lord Guan Yu, you are worthy of our respect, and I am glad we could speak once more.
Lord Shi Huang.
My training with you was my salvation when I lost my way. At the risk of sounding presumptuous, I hope our presence here eases your suffering even a little.
Aye. We may have different reasons and circumstances, but we are all warriors climbing the same peak. If we train and continue to better our minds and bodies, a path may one day present itself.
I am beyond grateful to both of you. Let us spar, that I may reforge my wavering mind.
Nothing would bring me more joy. Yuan Shao's forces gathered around Baima. greatly outnumber our own. They must be trying to quash our potential strategies with sheer numbers.
Be that as it may, any commander who would lead such a massive army is bound to let his hubris get the better of them. We must discover and strike at where they have been negligent. The question is how?
Send a small force to ambush them? No. It would be but a momentary diversion against an army that large. Though if we can separate their forces, we may be able to take them down one group at a time.
Separate them how? I doubt you and Xiao would be easily fooled.
If one wants to catch a catfish sleeping at the bottom of a pond, one must use valuable bait.
Bait?
Very well. I will join the assault. Then even Yuan Shao will panic and send his army.
Lord Zuluan has a discerning eye.
What does peace mean?
Lord Eugene is way too strict.
Let's begin.
Yes.
Got it!
Yes.
Listen.
Victory on the battlefield is worth any cost.
Now go. I will act as bait and lure away their main force. You take a detached force to drive through the gap and relieve Bai Ma Castle.
Those are Cao Cao's forces, headed for Bai Ma Castle. I have to warn Lord Yin Liang. If they inform the main force of our position, we will lose the advantage of surprise. Quickly, pursue them!
We will keep the enemy at bay. You must hurry to Lord Yin Liang's side.
Now we must march forward!
We have received word that Cao Cao himself is headed for Yanjing.
An opening!
We cannot let this opportunity go to waste. We shall send our troops to target him. We march at once! all my might! I strive to bring glory to our forces! All my might!
Did I think
the enemy officer has been defeated.
It appears we have evaded detection by the enemy for now. We will continue our advance swiftly and silently.
Lord Cao Cao's renown makes him an excellent decoy. Just look at the size of the forces sent after him.
The enemy officer
With this many of their soldiers here, Baima should be relatively unguarded. Our task is to do all that we can to protect Lord Cao Cao.
Their numbers matter not, for I will never falter. With enough wisdom and courage, there is always a path to victory. Begin advancing!
The strength of Yuan Shao's forces lies in their inexhaustible numbers. They seem to be pouring out from the fort in an endless stream. We should first focus our efforts on taking the fort. That will force them to change their strategy.
Now advance!
The ambush is about to begin. We must act as one. Behold, Allied forces are marching to our aid. This will be enough to break the siege. Stand strong. Our victory is imminent. With all my might. With all my might.
The resistance is futile.
Cao Cao, a great debt of gratitude. This battle is my chance to repay it with my blade. The enemy officer has been defeated. One, you! What? You think you are skilled enough?
My power alone is insufficient for a comeback.
Now we must go on the offensive.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
The fort at Yanjin? We cannot let them cut off our reinforcements. Quickly, we must reclaim it. Let's start the advance. Let's start the advance.
This is too good to be true. The enemy's massive force is beginning to crumble all on its own.
We are providing aid in this battle in accordance with our pledge to the people of the North. However, seeing as Cao Cao is loyal to the Han court, we have no objections to taking his life.
Choosing solitude on the battlefield. We must be good. Let us fight! A worthy adversary indeed!
Cao Cao, you are a snake, guarding the corrupt throne to satisfy your endless avarice. Chaos has stricken the land, and the tears of the weak pool at the feet of the Emperor. That is why you must be eliminated. To bring peace.
Do not know who you are or from where you hail. But you seem to be driven by a strong conviction.
Send here! Send here! Send here! I've been waiting for this. Got you!
Not loose. There must be something I can do.
Now! With all my might! officer? You must be kidding!
This has been brutal. I don't know how much more I can take.
The enemy officer.
His crimson tail feathers dance in the wind as he tears across the battlefield. He must be.
As a true warrior of the Three Kingdoms, we are proud of your combat prowess. Let's go!
Remember why we're here. We're fighting a losing battle. I'm getting out of here.
I've suffered heavy losses. I must withdraw for now.
Give her all.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
I have been bested. How can this be?
Impressive. The enemy officer has been defeated.
Believe this. Ren Yang has been defeated.
The enemy officer
This cannot be.
has been defeated.
I can't believe we managed to drive back such a large force. We may be outnumbered, but this battle is far from hopeless.
Send Guanzhou. Attack Yanjin and bring me Cao Cao's head.
Our next target will likely be the enemy forces at Yanjin. This time, we can send some of our soldiers to the front. We can cross the river to the north and attack the enemy from behind. We must also be prepared to scale the cliffs on the way.
I judged the situation poorly.
Could it be? No, that's not possible. I'm starting to get fatigued. At this rate.
You appear when you're most needed. That is a talent in itself.
This is the fate of all who oppose me.
I have captured this area. Sacred Bird protect us. I see you. Let's get serious. Is that it? All my might.
Let's go. The enemy officer has been defeated.
Time to end this. It seems you've gained the upper hand.
The enemy officer
Tide is turning in our favor.
The sash of the sacred bird Luan.
Let's go.
And those eyes. Yes. You must be.
Let's go.
We should stop here to assess the situation.
I claim another victory in the name of my brother.
The time is right. We should attack now.
The time is right. Seeks to overcome their opponent on the battlefield through superior resources. You, on the other hand, depend on your wits and courage. You may be my enemy, but I do admire your will to fight. You might even color me intrigued by it.
I cannot afford to fall here.
embarrassing spectacle. Still, thank you for your help.
I regret that I must implore you for aid like this. But your presence sets my mind at ease. Have faith in you. The enemy officer has been defeated. I've been waiting for this. I am ready. The enemy officer has been defeated. Let's go. The enemy officer.
There's no virtue in dying so little. I shall retreat.
The enemy
fight
officer
another day.
has been defeated.
Draws here.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
I'm sorry. I'm going to withdraw.
To arms! Onward to glory! Cut through the enemy line before they can counter on our assault!
For our attack. Begin preparing at once.
I knew I could count on you. A true warrior of the three kingdoms.
Give our all. The enemy officer has been defeated.
Continue to perform in this manner.
Your assistance comes at the most opportune moment.
I am Wen Chou, one of Yuan Shao's greatest fighters. Any who believe themselves worthy may test their might against me. Situation.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
It all. Why did it have to end like this?
What? Wen Chou has fallen! This is not possible. What on earth happened? I could foresee losing either Yan Liang or Wen Chou, but for both to have been slain, you fought well this time, Cao Cao. But this brings you no closer to matching our might. In the end, there can only be one victor, and that will be me!
Winning the first battle bodes very well for our side, but overcoming their greater numbers will prove to be difficult. This is not where we will strike the final blow. We will pull our forces back for now. This was a great victory, and it is owed to your wisdom and strength.
We are humble, but it is not yet over, my lord.
Aye. We've swatted away some of their troops, but the flow of the battle has not yet shifted.
It looks like Yuan Shao is continuing his march south. They will overrun us if we do not intercept them.
To defeat a large army, we must first take advantage of the terrain. We will draw back the front line to Guandu. There, we shall make our stand against Yuan Shao.
Lord Zuluan has a discernment.
There you are. I had a feeling you'd be around here, and I was right. I knew you'd be glad to see me. I've been wanting to talk more. We've known each other since before we started serving Lord Cao Cao, so I figured it'd be good to deepen our friendship. I like that nonchalant attitude of yours. Anyway, both you and I have changed since we first met, haven't we? Especially since we met Lord Cao Cao. That man takes anyone under his wing. It doesn't matter if you're suspicious or if you try to entrap him. And we probably wouldn't be talking like this if we weren't both working for him. Right? If we had met as enemies, it would have been different. And working under Lord Cao Cao is pretty good, don't you think? He doesn't let emotion influence who he trusts. He leaves the past in the past, and all he considers is whether you fit into the future he dreams of. That's why I can propose ideas and speak my mind without worrying about the petty stuff. Besides, the tacticians around here are all just as quirky as I am. I can't help but look forward to each strategy meeting. Such entertaining times, you know? It really was. I wish I had known that when you and I first met. I don't have much in the way of personal ambition. In fact, I'm much more interested in making a path for someone else to achieve their goals. And that someone? Well, I was hoping it could be you. So, how about we remain friends from here on out? When you agree so readily, that makes me suspicious. It kind of makes me want to interrogate you. You know, something always felt different about you. But now I think I know why. I see hope in you. The deep color of the sky you see right before the end of a long, dark night. That's what's in your eyes. But there's more to it than that now. Anyway, no need to think too hard about it. Let's just continue to get along.
This town has gotten bigger.
I've just returned from scouting Guandu. Yuan Shao's army is as massive as the rumors say. Maintaining it must require a great deal of supplies. I've heard from Lord Guojia about the battle in Puyang. It sounds as though supplies won the day. And I think that may once again be the deciding factor in this battle. What do you think? Not what I was thinking, but a fine idea nonetheless. The problem is, we do not know where they are located. I, therefore, think it is best to go for their supply lines and cut off the livery. I will go propose striking at their supply routes. I am sure Lord Cao Cao will be open to the idea.
Hey, did you hear? Yuan Shao's main force is coming down south.
They say it's 10 times the size of ours. We can't win this fight.
And I hear we're almost out of supplies, too. It's all over for us.
Line up. We will now begin our training.
Lord Eugene, surely now isn't the time.
Yeah! Why should we train when... We're gonna die here!
Get moving. Anyone who talks back to a superior officer will be punished. Your job now is not to cower. It is to fulfill your duty as soldiers of Cao Cao's army. Continue to train yourselves until your fear and hesitation are gone. Understood?
Sir! Everyone, get in line!
All of you, follow me! Let's march!
This location is too valuable to be taken. Fortify our defenses, comrades! There we go! Let's get serious. Got this. Let's go. Oh my God! There we go!
The enemy officer has been defeated.
Let's get serious. Choosing solitude on the battlefield. We must be good. Let us fight! Warrior of the Three Kingdoms.
Go on. The enemy officer.
This area belongs to us now.
Our allies are doing well. Keep it going.
You are a true warrior
the
of
enemy
the
officer has been defeated.
All my might!
Get ready, comrades! The time has come to show the results of our training.
That one is the key to turning the tide. Begin pursuit. Immediately.
A little rash to be charging in alone for the sake of valor. I guess you want to die. I see. Our enemies fell to my incredible might.
All my might!
Let's go.
all my might.
You are a true warrior of the Three Kingdoms.
Time to act. I've been waiting for this. Gotcha. Sacred Bird protect us. Looking rough.
I'm sorry. Didn't want to withdraw.
Now. Looking rough. Keep pressuring me. Now.
Good eye.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
I'm making my way up!
The enemy officer has been defeated. The enemy officer has been defeated.
Our enemies fell to my incredible might!
Loose!
Our enemies fell to my incredible might!
All my might! The enemy officer has been defeated. Let's go! This territory is ours.